Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 72 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
And I am Weston Pugh, and we are here on a cold day, but
Cold and wet.
it's nice in here. Yeah. So it's a good time to talk about things that are going on in the market, good real estate. And last week was really interesting. I can say that it feels like spring has actually sprung when it comes to the real estate market.
Really has.
Just like the irises, it's a little early this year, but we'll take it.
Lots of people posting about the irises coming out.
There's an Oak Cliff Gardener Facebook page that I watch, and that was one of the big topics last week. So
even the tulips in front of our building are all popping out. So.
Well, you know, it's a good time for it. So this week was interesting. We put some stuff under contract, and we had some clients that were able to use their 401k to actually put down the 20% on the house that they wanted to purchase, and it really worked out great for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah, it really put them in a position that they could buy what they wanted. They were negotiating without having to worry about having to make it contingent on the sale of their house. It lets them move when, at the speed they want to move, do the work they want to do before they move in.
Right.
It just really, a lot of reasons it worked out well for them.
The other thing, too, is that when we put their house on the market, they won't be negotiating on their heels. They'll have the same leverage as if they weren't in a contract on another home. And so it's really worked out quite well. And I think that they were able to get the information that they needed to the lender beforehand. And they also actually went ahead and got completely pre-approved, and it made it so much easier when we went into negotiations. That other agent was actually familiar with Jeremy with SWBC and called, and I think it was one of the things that helped him sell it to both the relocation company and also to the sellers.
Yeah, I think it was too, because, and it's one of the reasons that we like working with Jeremy so well is he's got such a great reputation, and he's known, and, those reputations really, there's something else that we had work out this week.
Exactly. We had another transaction where we were trying to negotiate the different terms, and we had put down to use Republic Title, and the agent was on the other end of the transaction, was familiar with Grant, and said, absolutely, I love Grant. And so it's helpful when they are familiar with the people that you're doing business with, because they understand then that the transaction has more people looking out for it. It gets down the road a little less bumpy, and it just kind of makes the stress go away. So it's really good.
And we've got other people that we're looking for. We're still looking for a 5-bedroom plus home in Phillips Creek Ranch up in Frisco. They'll pay, close to $900,000 if we can find something for them. They've got they're really really open on really everything they want, except that it's got to have the 5 bedrooms plus a study. They'll take it with a pool, without a pool.
Right.
Yeah, they really want Phillips Creek Ranch because they have a lot of friends that live there. So
and that makes sense.
Yeah.
The other thing that we're really trying to find is something in Richardson Independent School District, and I would say it's one of probably 3 groups that are looking. So if you know of anything, please, if it's your neighbor, it's your friend, it's your coworker, give us a call. They are looking up to, one of them's up to 350, one of them's up to 550. Everybody's looking for a 322, very realistic, up to painting. One couple wants it ready, the other doesn't mind doing some painting and that small stuff.
And those, those neighborhoods that we're looking in are some of those neighborhoods that are really dependent on the school cycle. And so, there's more coming on the market now, and probably by April there'll be quite a bit on the market, but they'd really like to have something, get into it before the end of April if they can.
Coming soon, we've got some great houses that are coming on the market. East Dallas over in University Manor, we have a great 322 that has been meticulously cared for and updated, that should be hitting the market probably end of the month, towards the end of the month. Photography will be happening this Friday for twilight shots. So that's a really strong one. If you're looking for someone in that area and you're watching, please let us know. Private messages probably would be the better way to do that.
Yeah, definitely. And that one's coming on at $410,000, so that'll be a really great value for somebody over there. Because a lot of this house is done. The current owners have really done a lot of the core things to it that that we're seeing people need to do when they move into it. That a lot of that's been taken care of with these people.
So the lifting is what we like to say. The lifting has been done. And so if you wanted to do paint, you could, but the house is, it's really turnkey ready.
It is. It's ready to walk in and just bring your stuff.
Yeah. And then the other one that we have, we're going to have another 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2 parking spaces in Oak Lawn. It's a little condo, a really great area that they have had quite a few that have sold in the area, so it'll be trending and coming up soon.
Yeah, and we've got a big 3-bedroom, three-bedroom, call it kind of townhome-ish, kind of half duplex-ish in my neighborhood that's going to be coming on the market in the next couple of months. And that'll be a really good value for somebody as well.
And that one also has a front yard that in that area they don't always have that private hedged front yard, which is really kind of nice about that.
Yep. So lots of stuff going on. I mean, if you have friends or neighbors that are putting their homes on the market or that are talking about it, certainly we would love to hear from you or hear from them. Even if it's just a phone call to talk about what's going on and how we might help them, then, we'd love to have that opportunity.
Yep. So one of the things that we've tried to start doing this year in 2020 is to kind of create some type of theme. And we've done houses with porches, we've done condos, we've done high rises. And this episode, what we're going to try to do is look at the houses that are south of downtown and
just to the west of downtown.
Yep, just the west of downtown. And it's not always Oak Cliff because it does go into the Cedars. And so we've picked out some unique homes that we thought you don't always get to see in this area. And so let's take a look.
Yep. So our first one today is at 2413 North Winnetka Avenue. And this is 2 half duplexes that are brand new construction. They're selling individually. So we only went into one of them, but they're, from what I understand, they're mirror images of each other. This is in a really hot area of West Dallas that is about to take off, right off the corner of Singleton and Sylvan Avenue over near Trinity Groves. Go ahead.
And while we were over there, we noticed that there were lots of other David Weekley, I think Megatel have brought in some really large condo townhome neighborhoods that just are abut this and has all the makings to be one of those early pioneers for this neighborhood.
Yeah, and the Trinity Groves development that's going on is just magnificent there. All kinds of restaurants, and not just in Trinity Groves anymore. You've got off-site kitchen. You have the multi-use building across the street that has all of that first floor restaurant in there. That's where I go get my haircut. So.
Yellow Rose Barber. There's
That's right.
A good plug.
It is.
El Mariachi's over there as well.
Yeah.
The other thing too is you have a really good commute in and out of that neighborhood now. So Hampton, Sylvan, Singleton, you can get in and out quite nicely now.
Yeah. So this house is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 3-story unit with lots of outdoor space and really nice drive up on it. One oversized car garage, but you've got parking on the apron there outside for another 2 cars.
And one of the things that when you walk in this, you realize that they haven't skimped on the furnishings of this home. And so what we're seeing is they've used ceramic tile instead of the wood floors, which is a little more durable. So if you're a pet owner, this is a really great place. Here in the living room, you'll see one of 2 fireplaces. And again, they've taken the cabinets, taken them all the way up. Now, one of the things that so many people still want in the urban environment is to be able to have outdoor space. And this has a really good sized backyard.
Yeah, and the kitchen on this is the right size for this home. It's got the bar dining. You do have room for a dining room table if you want, but you don't have to have one. The stainless steel appliance package is there. Quartz countertops, tile, subway style backsplash, and just really done nicely.
And this is the master. And this is what's great about this is the upstairs is split where bedrooms are on opposite end of this house, and you get your own patio on each one of them. And this one, they've gone ahead and done what's really popular now is that sculptural tub, and done a really clean look with the surround.
Yeah, and this is the look off of the balcony on the master bedroom. This is the front bedroom, if I'm not mistaken, and
it is.
And they're generous sized rooms. This is the bath that is attached to that bedroom. So you've got the really nice walk-in shower with the frameless glass. Solid surface countertops and big backyard.
So one of the things that sometimes people get skimped on is the fencing material, and this one is a great one both for the height and the stain that they've gone ahead and done. They've also sodded this backyard, which is great, and that little fenced-in area is your HVAC unit, which is really nice because it's not up against the house and you have to listen to it all the time.
Right. So 2413 North Winnetka Avenue is a 3-bedroom, 3 full bath, 1 half bath. about 2,200 square feet, brand new construction. It's priced at $399, which brings it in at a really good price of $176 a square foot.
And we want to say thank you to Rob Elmore for letting us feature your home. It's a wonderful home. And if you're looking for this area, it is up and coming if that's what you're into investing and living. I think we counted in that neighborhood, there were probably 8 from the second floor as we looked around, 8 empty lots. So this is definitely going to be one of those neighborhoods that in the next 5 years is going to change dramatically.
This neighborhood reminds me a lot of the neighborhood that we're seeing so much change in over there off of Haskell and Fitzhugh, east of Central Expressway.
Oh, I know that area.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, this is
Yeah.
like, to me, what that neighborhood was 2 years ago.
I would agree with that. I would agree. They've already bulldozed a lot of
Yeah,
houses.
but these are half the price of what they are over in that neighborhood, and that's where the pioneers will really make the money.
They will make the money on this one. So if you have information or would like information about these homes, please let us know. We'd have to get it to you.
Yeah.
And the next one they're going to move to is 411 or 411 North Vernon Avenue. That was
411.
Didn't know I could do that, did you? And this is also a really great area. This is going to be more as what we would call proper Oaklawn, Kidd Springs, Oak Cliff. This is adjacent to Kidd Springs, the Bishop Art District. Davis is your big feeder that you're going to get in and out of. And again, Sylvan to take you north and south.
Yeah, and this is just a couple of blocks away from that Kidd Springs Park where they did the city of Dallas did their new water park over there. And so, if you need that type of environment, this is really a great location to have that. You've got wonderful parks and the pool
And if you're listening and you're not from Dallas and you're not familiar with what Bishop Art District is, that is something that you definitely want to Google just because of the destination that it has become. The other thing too to Google if you're unfamiliar with this area is the Granada Theater. A lot of great bands come and perform there. I believe Lyle Lovett was there last year. Texas Theater. So
Kessler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are things that I would look just to become more familiar because it is such a great area. If you're looking to live in something that is close to Austin without being Austin, this is the answer for that.
Yes, absolutely.
So we're going to take a look at this. This is very unique.
Yeah, it is. And that is exactly the way I would describe it. It is on a really small postage stamp lot, but there is so much packed into this house. It's crazy.
They have maximized it. So brand new construction, I believe it was completed in 2020. And this is more of what we would say is a traditional home, hardy siding on the edge. They've done a front covered patio, but when you come inside, it is a wonder.
Yeah. And it is a 1-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 800 square foot home. And you walk in, it has these big windows. They've really kept a lot of the architectural style with what would be the 1920s and 1930 homes that are in the neighborhood.
And I think one of the ways that they've done such a great job of capturing and making the small space feel large is the ceilings and the way that they've extended the cabinets and then lit the very top and allowed you to have that vertical. The stairway goes upstairs. You have storage under it. That door right there goes to the outdoor covered parking that is also gated. So again, you're living in a 800 square foot that doesn't feel like it. And this is a perfect example of how you get a half bath in a small space. And it makes so much difference.
As you come up the staircase, you've got a separate landing there that could be a really nice office. If you wanted to have just kind of a little guest area for somebody that might come every once in a while, this would be a great place. It also houses the laundry area, which has a stack washer and dryer in it already. So talk about being move-in ready. It is move-in ready.
One of the things too that we noticed that we thought was so great is that the master closet to the utility room has a pass-through, so you just dump your dirty clothes into that. I thought that was a great design feature. And 803 square feet, and you still have side-by-side vanity. And then this is the parking space. Has green space that wraps around, high privacy fence that's been stained, and a brand new gate. So that right there shows you that you can pull in, park, and it's almost just like a garage.
Yeah, it really is. And it is a great value at $295,000. So 4111 North Vernon Avenue, 1-bedroom, bath and a half, 803 square feet, brand new construction. Comes in about $367 a square foot, which is high on the dollar per square foot side. But when you talk about what you're getting in that, and the efficiency of it is fantastic.
And it's only 803 square feet, so you don't have that many feet to divide it into.
Yeah.
So we want to say thank you to Kent Frederick for allowing us to feature your home. It is amazing.
Thank you, Kent.
Definitely take a look at that one. So moving on.
Okay, this is one of my favorite. So this is a building that was I don't know ever really got its full.
It didn't have a day in the sun.
Yeah, it really didn't, because it came into the market just as we were started into the 2007 recession. I mean, the building itself was started like in 2005, but it took a couple of years to build.
So do you remember what I remember about this is that when this first hit the market, they had a huge launch party and they were advertising that they were giving away an iPad and it was packed because people were like, I'm going to get an iPad.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal, but it worked.
It worked,
I mean,
yeah.
They had people in the pool models. It was interesting.
Yep.
But it's a great building.
So this building is at 1001 Bellevue, which is in the Cedars. The building itself is called the Beat. Yeah, I confused myself because you used to live in the Cedars.
Buzz. I used to live at the Buzz.
See, my head got stuck there for a minute. So. But really, really a great building. From a location perspective, you are right across the street from Southside on the Mar, which has some really great underground dining in it. You're right there by the hotel that is called the Canvas Hotel, which has a fantastic rooftop bar. You are not even a block away from Monica's new restaurant, which I and a bunch of my friends went to, and we had such a great time.
Because y'all were going to Gillies, which is across the street, to go see
Lizzo.
Yes. So it's a great place, and this is also one of the police substations is down there as well.
It is right across the street. It's not the police substation; it is the police headquarters.
Well, if you want to call it that. The other thing too is it's just down the street. You can walk to one of the main dart rails.
Yeah.
So,
convenience on this one is just through the roof.
If you're looking to forecast too, one of the things that I would say would be of interest in this building is that this is where supposedly the station for the high-speed rail is going to be in this general area, which has, if you're a 10 to 20 year owner, this could make a lot of difference for this property right here.
Yeah, it really could. It would be like living next door to Love Field without the noise.
Exactly. And remember what happened when Katy Trail got got beautified? I mean, everything skyrocketed by almost 40% almost overnight.
Yeah, it really did. So jumping into the unit, this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath that is, again, I'm going to use the word unique because it is a second floor unit, which on the back side of the building, this has a downtown view, is at the pool level. So you have this completely secure building that you walk into, great arrival space there for your guests, elevators that take you up to, I think the building's got 11 floors of total. This is the view that you have looking out onto the pool space. All of those windows have blinds that roll down on them. So, and I think they're blackout blinds. I kind of pulled them and looked, but I think they are. And granite countertops. This is one of those true loft style buildings with all the exposed concrete and the exposed ductwork, and just really has that urban feel to it.
And the great thing about it is the way they've kicked out, like you can see there, there's a kick out of glass that allows for a little additional space, but because of the way that it's kicked and angled, it allows a lot more of a view. So pets and plants really appreciate this. This is the master bathroom, and it's a double vanity sink, walk-in shower. One of the things that we also noticed here is that there's an additional space that isn't the closet, could be, that separates the master bathroom from the master bedroom and could be used as a really good office space if need be.
This is the private outdoor patio for that specific unit, and it is one of the unique ones in that it has the artificial turf that's been installed. We were kind of wondering the other day, this might have even been the model.
Right.
Because it does seem to have all the bells and whistles on it.
And one of the things that we really appreciate about this one is that just within a few steps, you have access to everything. So it's like having the best of both worlds because you don't have to use elevators. You just walk out on this, but you don't have to take care of it. A little extra space right here that allows you to enjoy the views in the evening or in the mornings. Great place to sit out here with a pet. I believe we took our teaser from here.
Yes, we did. So 1001 Bellevue at the Beat. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, about 1,250 square feet. It is priced at $379, and that brings it in at $303 a square foot.
Yep. And we want to say thank you so much to Brett Parsley for allowing us to feature that unit. It was amazing.
It really was. So great set of homes.
It was. If you have questions about any of these or other ones that are in the area, we'd love to hear from you. Please private message us and we'll get back to you.
Yeah, and we will be right back.
There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram account where you can see the latest homes we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you may find of interest. If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of other pieces of information and we will email you a price. If you are on the go and podcasts are better for you, our second segments are available on iTunes and Spotify. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223.
Welcome back, everybody. And in our second segment today, we are going to be talking to a really good friend of mine. I would call you my old friend, but you're younger than me.
I'm younger. Not much.
Yeah, but Dan Babb is with us today, and Dan is one of those people who was doing ancestry work well before Ancestry.com showed up. So welcome today.
They were. I started actually with, thank you. I started with Family Tree Maker 2.0.
Wow.
And eventually Ancestry came along, bought them, and lots has happened. But anyway, yeah, I've been at it for 20 some odd years and gotten, I don't know, I've gotten a genealogical name for myself. It's nice.
And you're one of those people that you don't just do the research, but you actually do the work behind it. So the story about your family history and
right.
talk about that.
So a lot of people do what they call collecting dead relatives. You go and you just simply find their birth and death certificate, and that's all you know about them. But you bring them back to life by, not literally, but bring them back to life by learning the stories about them so that you can tell their story. And it's what I'm doing with this current project I'm working on as well, is trying to tell the story not of my family, but of the strangers that I've met in the cemetery.
So that's really why we wanted to have you on today, is because you are working on this really, really cool project that's going on right here in the city of Dallas. So tell us about what you're doing.
Great. Well, so there's a website called Find a Grave that I have used extensively. It's a virtual cemetery. People come in and take pictures of gravestones in the cemeteries near them, post them online, and you can go in and find that when you're not near the cemetery to go take the picture yourself. So I used that so much in my research, I thought I should pay something back. And it's all volunteer driven. It's a free website. So I signed up to be a photo volunteer and go and do photos for cemeteries in North Dallas. The second request I got was for this place I had never heard of. Now, I've lived in North Dallas all my life and had no idea where this place was. So I took a friend, we went down there, and we were there for 10 minutes before we found a single gravestone. And it's a pauper cemetery that was in use from the 30s to the 70s. You could only be buried there if you were indigent, of course, or if there was no way to find a relative that was able to pay for your burial. So,
and this is located.
go ahead.
The map there. And so this is really kind of right here in our backyard.
Yeah, exactly. It's there between Northwest Highway and Walnut Hill, 35 and Harry Hines. It's a beautiful warehouse district. The place is actually entirely surrounded by warehouses, so you would never see it from the road. But what's happened there since it was in use is just tragic. I saw it that day, and I just knew I had to do something about it.
What is and this is maintained by the city of Dallas, right?
It is. The Parks Department technically operates and owns it because, well, the city owns it. The Parks Department maintains it. They mow the grass. That's really all that needs to be done with most cemeteries. In this case, there's a drainage problem that has been created through a series of events, and it's caused quite the havoc of the cemetery.
And you brought some pictures with you of
I
what
did.
that looks like.
We'll get to that here in just a minute,
Okay.
though. We went out, we did a census of the cemetery and took 45 metal detectorists with us. to help find them. So you can see here, this is one of the headstones or a grave marker. And on one side of it, it's written, you won't be able to read it on camera, but this was the size of a credit card, business card, really. And on it, they would just stamp the name and dates of the person. So these were mounted to concrete bases with 2 screws. And as the concrete disintegrated, these come loose and get picked up by a lawnmower. So this one's been hit a number of times, was found several hundred feet from the actual grave. So of the 2,000, it's 2,062 now, people that we know of in the cemetery. Over half the graves have been lost.
And so I think the first pictures you brought are of like your crew cleaning some of these things up.
So that first picture is one of the headstone cleaning days at my house after we had collected all these. They were just caked in dirt. The gumbo soil out there at the cemetery is just awful. So we went and cleaned those up, and there's a close-up of it as well. That's baby X. Was a baby they didn't have any idea who they were, who their parents were. It died in 1961, born and died. And I don't know. It's hard, right?
Yeah.
Those are the hardest graves, right?
Yeah.
But we did all that, and but the most tragic thing is we've had a lot of rain over the last year and a half. And 2 years ago, when we first came to the cemetery, we found this giant pond. To show that graphic number 3 there, this was stagnant water, was breeding mosquitoes. There were thousands of mosquitoes on property, and there's 200 plus infants' graves under that water.
Wow.
And it is just horrific. I can't imagine having that situation, right? So we've done a lot of work to try and fix things. As we got to the dry season and it finally dried up, we were able to make some progress, and we filled in the low spots for about half of that. We're trying to finish the rest of it. But during the dry season, last summer, one of the family members came in and placed this new marker for Catherine Dillinger. And it just appeared suddenly when it was dry, and I was like, no, that's going to go back underwater. We're about to raise the level. We can't do this. So I went out and I raised it. It's hard to see in the picture, but I raised that 15 inches on a mound so that it would be a guide for the Parks Department when they came in to fill the dirt in. And so this is how high it should be. So now with the rains, this is about a week ago, the heavy rains that we had, you can see that marker off in the distance, and it's an island at this point. And I've got a close-up of that too.
So you've really got about 15 inches of soil there that you've got to.
Exactly. We needed to do at least that just to make sure. And I'm not exactly sure. If you could show that last one there, that is the stone now.
Wow.
So we need to at least raise it 15 inches. I'm thinking 18 is probably a better number just to be safe, right? But we're raising funds to try and do that. We've got 14,000 on hand. We're trying to get to 40,000 to buy all 2,062 markers that we need.
So you want to re-marker every.
Yeah. So
the
the design of the markers was inferior. They shouldn't really have ever been used. It was really apparent very early on that they were failing, and they came in and changed the type of metal they used, but they never changed the basic design. So the whole cemetery is, half the graves are unmarked right now. Another 30% are under dirt, so you can't even find the marker. And then about 10% more or whatever are actually underwater.
How do you, what is the process for figuring out where everybody is? Is there a map?
Fortunately, there was a grid map that was made by the city in 1932. When shortly after the cemetery was founded. There's a couple of areas that predate that, and the graves are a little happenstance in that area. But the grid system, once you have one that's still in existence, you can map out where you are. We know the exact dimensions.
Distance,
and it. So I know where the bodies are buried. If you can see my shirt, get behind this.
You literally do.
This is the question I get asked the most. So I'm like, well, let me just answer it for you right up front.
Well, this was so interesting. I mean, Robert Wolanski with the Dallas Morning News did a really great article about it. You have gotten a lot of your friends involved in it that have begun participating.
It's when you know who your friends really are because they
Yeah.
show up to help, dig in a cemetery.
Yeah. It's not in the middle of the night. And
Right. I have an agreement with the Parks Department, so I have a strict rule: don't go into a cemetery without a shovel or with a shovel and no agreement from the city.
And talk about you kind of hit on the fundraising. Talk about that part again.
Yeah. So we've had several different fundraisers so far, and managed to raise $14,000 towards this. We've got about 800 volunteer hours into the project, by the way. And if we get to 40,000, then the city will kick in another 40,000. And we will have all the money we need to fix not only the grave markers, but also some other things about the cemetery that need to be done, such as leveling.
Wow.
Right.
That's
and
amazing.
So, and hopefully some fencing and other things, right? Actual signage that says, here's where the grave should be, would be nice too.
That's great.
And we've designed, this is a prototype, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, if I can get a hold of it here. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, there you go.
So this is a prototype that I have, and I have on it, of course, the person's name and dates. But down here in the under section, the bottom, I should say, is the block, section, and space number of this specific marker, so that if it ever gets dislodged again, it can be put back.
Interesting. That's great.
Making them out of granite, which is harder than lawnmowers, and will survive anything that tries to strike it.
That's great.
And I also made it black so that the summer sun will just burn anything off of it that tries to grow over it.
Good.
Right?
Well, Dan, this is, I mean, it's just amazing to me that somebody would take this project on. It's something that definitely needs to be done. I think, holding on to our city's history is really important, especially when you see so much change going on. And,
So true.
It's just,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
really glad. I really appreciate it. So,
Thank you.
And so thank you for coming in today. It was always,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
it. Yeah, I
You're
appreciate
such a
the
good friend of
opportunity.
mine. So if you have an interest in making a donation to this, and Weston and I are both going to make a donation to this, then go to in the comments today, we'll have a link to the GoFundMe account, and you can go in there and make a donation right away. And we would encourage you to do it.
Yeah, and that is such a great cause, and it's noble, and it's a way to tie back to the community, and who knows, it may be someone that you're related to.
Very well could be. So, well, thank you for joining us today.
Yep.
Anything
great
you want
show.
to add?
Remember, we want to be realtors for life.